Narrator, calm but firm voice. Have you ever found yourself sitting at your desk, staring at a mountain of work, your mind racing with 1,000 thoughts? None of them making it any easier to get started? Cut to a close-up of the person rubbing their temples, clearly overwhelmed. It's easy to get trapped in a cycle of overthinking, isn't it? The what-ifs, the doubts, the endless questions that seem to spiral faster than you can solve them. What if I told you that this very thing, the thing that feels like a heavy weight on your chest, could actually be your greatest asset? Let's explore how overthinking, when managed, can unlock your true potential. Overthinking can feel like an unrelenting storm inside your head. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to paralyze you. There's a way to turn that mental chaos into clarity. It starts with understanding why we overthink and how we can shift our approach. Point 1. Overthinking is often a sign of care and passion. Most of the time, overthinking is a byproduct of caring deeply about something. Think about it. Have you ever overthought a big decision, whether it's a career move, a relationship, or a personal goal? It's because you care. You don't want to make the wrong choice. But here's the secret. Overthinking isn't your enemy. It's your fuel. When you overthink, you are often putting in the mental energy to analyze every possibility. But here's the catch. It's easy to get stuck in the loop of thinking and never move forward. Overthinking becomes an obstacle when it causes you to freeze. But it can become a powerful tool if you focus on taking action after you analyze. Point 2. The power of turning overthinking into action. The trick is in turning your thoughts into action. Studies show that the most successful people aren't the ones who never overthink. They're the ones who learn how to take their thoughts and use them strategically. Take an entrepreneur, for example. Someone like Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. When Sarah started her business, she didn't have a blueprint for success. What she had was countless moments of overthinking, sleepless nights, and doubts. But she didn't let that stop her. She used every single thought to push herself forward, step by step. Point 3. The 5-minute rule for stopping the spiral. Great way to fight the paralysis that overthinking can cause is the 5-minute rule. This is simple. When you find yourself spiraling into thoughts, commit to taking action for just 5 minutes. You don't need to solve everything at once. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to start. A study conducted at the University of Scranton found that most people who set New Year's resolutions fail to follow through, not because they didn't care, but because they overthought the process. They spent so much time in the planning phase that they never got started. The key? The first 5 minutes. Whether you're writing that report, calling that client, or even starting a workout, those first 5 minutes are the key. They get you out of your head and into motion. Point 4. The role of self-compassion. Overthinking often comes with a harsh inner critic. You should have done this by now, or why didn't you think of that sooner? It's easy to beat yourself up, but here's where self-compassion comes into play. Instead of focusing on how long you've been thinking or how stuck you feel, give yourself a break. Recognize that overthinking is just part of being human. Everyone does it. Yes, even the most successful people. By treating yourself with the same kindness you'd show a friend who's struggling, you create a mental space that's more conducive to growth and problem solving. Point 5. The importance of detaching from your thoughts. Overthinking isn't just a mental game. It's emotional too. Sometimes the best way to stop the spiral is to detach from your thoughts completely for a while. This means stepping away from the situation. Take a walk. Go for a run. Do something that grounds you in the present moment. Psychologists call this mindfulness, and studies show that practicing mindfulness can reduce overthinking significantly. By breaking the cycle, you allow your mind the space it needs to return to clarity. Your next brilliant idea or solution might be waiting just around the corner. But you can only find it when you're not obsessing over the problem. You are not defined by your overthinking. It doesn't have to control you. When you recognize it for what it is, an engine that, when managed, drives you toward clarity and action, you'll find your path forward is clearer than you ever imagined. And that path? It starts with one step, yet you can't shake the feeling that you're not getting anywhere. You're thinking about every possible outcome, every possible failure, but still stuck in the same spot. Sounds familiar, right? In fact, studies show that nearly 73% of adults in the United States report that they overthink on a daily basis. It's exhausting, but there's the real question. Why does it feel like overthinking is stopping you from moving forward? Point 6. Understanding overthinking. Overthinking isn't just a bad habit. It's a natural reaction to uncertainty. When you're faced with a decision, a problem, or even an opportunity, your brain can spiral into a loop of possibilities. What if this goes wrong? What if I miss an opportunity? What if I make a mistake that can't be undone? And so you think and you think until the action itself becomes paralyzing. But what if I told you that overthinking, while natural, is a trap? Point 7. The trap of overthinking. Overthinking feels productive, doesn't it? It gives the illusions that you're doing something, but in reality, it's often just mental spinning. A study from Harvard shows that overthinking actually reduces our ability to make clear, effective decisions. We get so caught up in the what-ifs, the possibilities, that we can't even see the clear path in front of us. The more we think, the less we do. So what's the solution? Point 8. Let go of perfection. The first step? Let go of the need for perfection. We're often paralyzed by the idea that we need to do everything perfectly. But here's the truth. Perfection is a moving target. It's subjective. It's a concept created by fear. So when you feel yourself overthinking, ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do right now that will move me forward? Forget the idea of perfect execution. Just take action. Even if it's small, even if it's messy. Point 9. Change the perspective. Focus on progress, not perfection. Think about this. Every successful person has one thing in common. They embrace progress over perfection. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He didn't get everything right in his early experiments. In fact, he failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. But he wasn't focused on the idea of getting it perfect. He was focused on moving forward, learning from every mistake, and improving bit by bit. That mindset is what got him closer to success, not the constant obsession with doing it perfectly.